Thermoworks has finally launched their version of a wireless thermometer, and today we get to put it to the test. RFX Meet by Thermoworks is the name of this new product, and I know that I personally have been waiting a couple of years to get hands-on with this thermometer. I'm going to show you 7 different cooks using 5 different cooking appliances, and this is going to be a lot of information coming your way to help you decide if the RFX Meet is right for you. So let's get going. To start, here are the components. This is the RFX Meet probe. It's 5.4 millimeters thick and reduces to 2.8 millimeters in the tip. The probe is 4 3/4 inches long. It has a temperature range of -10 to 100 degrees Celsius or 14 to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The operating range, meaning the environment temperature of the grill, oven, or what have you, is -18 to 538 degrees Celsius, which in Fahrenheit is 0 to 1,000 degrees. Yes, you heard that right. This is a wireless thermometer that you can use in high heat environments like pizza ovens, sear stations, and all of the things that you haven't been able to do in the past are now possible with the RFX Meet. This is the RFX Meet charging block. This functions as the dock for the RFX Meet, and the first thing I want to point out is there's a magnet on the back. You get a magnet, and you get a magnet, and you get a magnet. You can hang the dock anywhere a magnet will stick, and it holds solid with the bit of testing that we've done. Now here it is on my fridge. Keeps it super handy when I need it. There are 3 points of contact from the dock to the probe. The first 2 are the metal prongs that lock the probe into place, and the third is here at the back of the probe where the charging takes place. The dock runs on a single AAA battery and will charge the probe from 0 to 80% in just 10 minutes. If you're considering buying the RFX Meet or the RFX Gateway, make sure you check the links down in the description below. There's a couple of combo packs that can save you some real cash if you're looking to buy one of these to put in your barbecue arsenal. Before I talk about the Gateway and all of its wireless connectivity goodness, I want to take a second and talk about the 4 sensors that are in the RFX Meet probe. Starting at the tip of the probe, you'll find 4 sensors that are all measuring internal temperature. While one sensor at the tip might be enough for those of us who can nail the perfect center of a steak or brisket, 4 sensors means I don't have to worry about it, and those 4 sensors will tell the RFX Meet which one has the lowest temperature, so we're always making sure that we have the dead center of our meat that we're measuring temperature in. I really love this about the RFX Meet, and it's a huge selling point for me personally. The RFX Gateway is the connection point between your RFX Meet and your mobile device. It has a removable and foldable antenna, so whether it's sitting on a table or attached to your grill, you can always point the antenna up. And yes, I did say attached to your grill because the Gateway also has magnets on the back. I love that this whole system is magnetic since I am prone to leaving things all over the place. I like to be able to stick it and know where it's going to be. There are 2 connection ports on the Gateway. First is a Thermoworks probe port that you can use with any of their standard thermometers. The last port is a USB-C power connection for charging. The Gateway has an internal battery and can run without power for around 24 hours straight, according to the build specifications. You've seen the new gear, but let's talk about the differences between this and the other wireless probes that you've seen on the market. Number 1 is radio waves. The RFX Meet uses low-frequency radio waves to transmit. Almost every other probe uses the Bluetooth standard, which has a limited range. With the RFX Meet using low-frequency radio waves, it has 2 main benefits. First, the range of the RFX Meet is much higher than what we see in any of the other competitors that are currently on the market. Second, it means that there's no way for the RFX Meet to be able to connect with your phone on its own. The RFX Gateway is what gives you the ability to connect your RFX Meet to your mobile device. Our mobile devices are set up to connect to Bluetooth waves, not the low frequency band that Thermoworks is using, so the Gateway is your go-between. Number 2 is external ambient temperature monitoring. Thermoworks has decided not to include the ambient temperature monitoring on the RFX Meet probe itself. I was on the Thermoworks campus a few weeks ago, and they talked about seeing inaccuracies on competitor probes when it came to ambient temperature. What they told me is they saw a 20 to 40 degree difference between the internal oven or grill temperature and what was being reported. Thermoworks decided to take that off of the RFX meat probe and add a probe port to the RFX gateway to solve the air temperature problem. There's a ton of testing that could be done around this idea in future videos, but let me know if you're seeing some temperature differences on the wireless probes that you're currently using down in the comments. In just a second, we're going to test the RFX meat probe cooking salmon, steaks, pork butt, some chuck roast, all kinds of different things. But before we do that, we first need to sync it, and here's how the process goes. Once you download the Thermoworks app, the first step is to add the gateway to the app. Just click Add Device, select the RFX gateway, turn on the power, and watch for the blue light. Enter your Wi-Fi information, and once that light turns from blue to green, you're good to go. Now, once you have the RFX gateway synced, getting the RFX meat probe connected is as easy as taking the RFX meat probe out of the charging block. Once it's out of the charging block and the RFX gateway is powered on and synced, the RFX meat will automatically be added to your app. It's an incredibly easy install for these probes. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, make sure to hit that like button and tell a friend or two about the channel. As you can see behind us, we've got some great stuff coming your way. We've been testing the Untitled 2 Max pizza oven over the past few weeks, and I wanted to see if the RFX meat would perform well in a pizza oven. We marinated a pork chop in sati babi, so we were only running this oven around 450 to 500 degrees to prevent the sugars in the marinade from burning. I inserted the RFX meat and put it on the preheated uni grizzler plate for a high heat sear. Once the chop reached about 100 degrees internally, I flipped it over and put it back in the oven. It took a couple more minutes to get the final doneness that we wanted, and the Thermoworks app gave us the updates we needed to keep it from overcooking. No problems in a 450 degree pizza oven for the RFX meat. If you want to see more on the Untitled 2 Max, we just released a video comparing it to the Gosney Arc XL, and I'll link to it up in the card above and in the description below if you'd like to watch that one next. We have a Primo XL Kamado installed in our outdoor kitchen, and for dinner we cooked up a package of bone-in chicken thighs. We cooked these indirect by setting up a fire on the right-hand side of the grill and putting the chicken thighs on the left side with no charcoal underneath. We put the RFX meat inside one of the thighs and set the high alarm to 175 degrees. We plugged the air temp probe into the gateway and put it on the grate next to the thighs so we could get an accurate grate temperature level and let the grill run 500 to 600 degrees in temperature. After about a half hour, the chicken was done and the RFX had no problems with an indirect grilling setup. For lunch one afternoon, we picked up some Alaskan salmon to also cook indirect on the Primo XL. Same setup, but this time in some delicate fish. What I like about the RFX meat and fish is that I can place the probe horizontally across the fillet and let the 4 internal sensors tell me when the middle is done. That's one of the most annoying things about cooking fish for me, and the RFX meat probe just made it simple. Next, I wanted to test an indirect cook with a finishing high heat sear. I grabbed a couple of beef filet steaks from the freezer, thawed them in the Sous vide, and put the RFX meat into the larger of the 2 steaks. The fire is on the right side of the Primo XL again, and the fillets went on the left side of the grill to come up to temperature and pick up a little smoke from the hickory chunks I added to the fire. The high alarm was set to 120 degrees, and after about 20 minutes we were close, so it was time to put the sear on both sides. About a minute on each side gave us the sear, and the RFX meat took the direct fire like a champ. No issues here. It's time for the question of the day. We just started testing the new RFX meat here at the Barbecue Lab, so let us know down in the comments below what additional tests you'd like to see us run on this unit. We want to shoot the tests that you'd like to watch, so let us know down in the comments below what those are, and we'll see if we can make those happen. For our next test, we're going to vacuum seal this ribeye steak with the RFX meat already in the steak. The package will go in the sous vide until it reaches 120 internal, and I set the RFX meat to transmit data every 30 seconds to conserve battery life, knowing that this is a slower method of bringing up the internal temperature. Once my Thermoworks app let me know that the ribeye had reached 120 degrees, it was time to sear on our Renaissance cooking system charcoal grill, one of the highest heat grills we own. I'm using the black bag of Fogo charcoal, and it gets incredibly hot on this grill, so this is testing the upper limits of the probe. The internal temperature is going to move quickly now on this high heat, so I changed my settings to get notified every second so I don't overcook this ribeye. I took the steak off of the sear at 130 degrees and let carryover temperature take it the rest of the way. It was a good-looking sear, and the intense heat didn't kill the probe, so all good on a high-heat charcoal sear with lumped charcoal. For one of our low and slow cooks, my parents were coming over for dinner, and a smoked chuck roast sounded like a great idea. I broke out the Weber sear wood and smoked the chuck roast for about 6 hours before putting it in a Dutch oven with some beef broth, potatoes, and some baby carrots. I left the RFX probe in for the 6 hours of smoke and left it in the roast for the last 4 hours of braising. I didn't have any problems with the probe transmitting through a porcelain-coated Dutch oven with a lid that was in the Weber sear wood. Low frequency radio waves for the win here, even submerged in beef broth half of the time. I also smoked a pork butt on the Weber sear wood with the RFX meat. I used some of our pork rub that we've been working on to cover the meat, and I set the grill to 250 degrees. After about 8 hours, I wrapped the pork butt and returned it to the sear wood to finish the cook and inserted the RFX meat so I would know when it's done. It just makes things incredibly simple when you can take a wireless probe, stick it in your pork butt, close the lid, and have all of the temperatures come to your phone. It's so incredibly easy, and I love that simplicity in barbecue. There's one more thing to talk about, and it's the thing that I know that you're all waiting for: pricing. How much will one of these bad boys set you back? The RFX meat is priced at $89. The RFX Gateway is priced at $79. You can get a one probe starter kit with both the RFX meat and the Gateway for $159, which gives you a $9 savings over buying them separately. And if you're wanting 4 RFX meat probes, that's where you can really save some money. A 4 probe starter kit is only $349 for the entire bundle, saving you over $80 on that purchase. If you're watching this video, pre-orders are already live and they start shipping this September. Melissa and I have put links down below in the description where you can find the RFX meat, the RFX Gateway, and the 2 bundles that we talked about earlier. Those links are down below, and go save yourself some money. We also linked to a couple of web pages where you can learn more about the entire RFX system, so if you find yourself still wanting more, those links are down there for you. I'm David, and behind the camera is Melissa. Thanks for watching this video, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.